Welcome everyone to another edition of Boxing Time TV. As you can see, tonight's featured bout is Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. This fight is actually scheduled to happen on March 4th, 2017. But I figured, why wait? Let's just get right to it. These guys are very evenly matched, same age, about the same height, same weight. Reach is about the same. And, about the same number of fights. Danny Garcia has more fights, but he was also on the scene, in a bigger way than Keith Thurman was, at least up until recently. So let's head right now into this fight. My name is Evan Jacobs. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is @BoxingTimeWithEvan. And, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another episode of Boxing Time TV. I think this is going to be a great fight. And I figure, hey, we're waiting for the fight to happen. Why not get to it right now? That's a beautiful thing about about running a simulation. Okay, starting off right now, Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. Thurman actually comes out with a left jab. That's odd. One thing I believe is that Garcia is going to want to have some distance between them, kind of get in and out with very quick, ta-ta-ta punches. But we'll see. And Thurman already landing with an uppercut. It's interesting. Thurman seems to be employing sort of the counterpunching style that he used to great effect against Shawn Porter. A lot of people felt that Porter won the fight. Oh, there we see Danny Garcia with a very nicely placed left hook. But in the meantime, Thurman hits him again. This is very interesting even in the first round, because in the first round, I should say, sorry, I covered my mouth when I said that. Basically, what I think we are seeing here is I don't think Keith Thurman came out to bang. I think he's going to try to counterpunch, and he's going to try to use Garcia's style against him. Although Garcia is actually a bit of a counterpuncher in his own right, and he just landed two really good shots. These guys are just teeing off on each other. There's no feeling out process here in the first round, and I think that that's pretty darn incredible. Oh, there Garcia is with that uppercut. Both these guys are landing, finding ways to land their shots. Garcia with that pesky left hand, and Thurman keeping Garcia honest with that uppercut. Of the two, I think Thurman hits harder, but I know that Garcia has a pretty good chin, so I don't know how much that's going to play into this. In my mind, I thought Garcia was going to come out and try to box, but he's right in front of Keith Thurman as we head into the final minute of the first round, and Garcia's going to the body, and Thurman trying to do that a little bit, but Garcia's sort of staying out of range. Yeah, these two guys are going to fight in Thurman taking a hard right hand from Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia has deceptive power. I think that Amir Khan found that out. I don't know that he hits really, really hard, but I think he hits hard enough. And I think that if he can extend his punches the way he plans to extend his punches, he really can hurt his opponent. And it also, depending on how and where he hits his opponent, and if his opponent is not ready for that, then I think, once again, I think the punches obviously hurt more. They always say, quote Angelo Dundee, especially about the Muhammad Ali fight against Sonny Liston, in which Ali knocked out Liston in the first round. The punches that hurt you are the punches that you don't see. We end that first round, and they're giving it to Danny Garcia. I could see that, although Keith Thurman landed well too. To me, that was a pretty even round. Maybe Garcia did a little bit more towards the end. Let's see what happens in the second round. Garcia is still going to the body. I know he feels that will probably take away some of the power that Keith Thurman is bringing. We'll see if that actually happens. Oh, so now Thurman's going to the body too. Both these guys are, not being they're not standing in front of each other posing. There's that left hand again from Garcia, left those hooks to the head and those shots to the body, and Thurman he wants to draw Garcia in because I know he's hoping to counter him. He just needs to remember to let his hands go. But the problem is he's getting hit in the body, and that'll sap a lot of his strength, especially his will to want to throw his punches and then leave his body exposed. But now Danny Garcia really doing great work with the left hand. Thurman jabbing, trying to set something up. You know, it was interesting in Danny Garcia's battle against Lucas Matisse. I thought he negated a lot of Matisse's power simply by kind of just boxing from a distance, wearing him out. I thought he would do more of that in this fight, but he's pretty much standing in there with Thurman. Oh, there's Garcia landing those shots, but Thurman's had some success in this round. Oh, look at, right there. Right there. That had to have gotten Danny Garcia's attention. Garcia's not going to want to take too many more of those because they call Keith Thurman Keith one-time Thurman, and one time he says is all it takes. Well, he just belted Garcia like 3 times. Garcia's still there, but he doesn't want to keep getting hit like that, and especially not against a guy like Keith Thurman. Although, in my opinion, Keith Thurman's right hand is the shot. If Garcia is going to be hurt, if he's going to go down, it's going to be by the right hand. Okay, so Thurman working well, drawing him out, and there goes Garcia with that left. Oh, Garcia has Thurman. He wobbled Thurman for a moment. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm getting some text messages as I watch this. They're boxing related, so can't really complain too much. But right now, Danny Garcia had a really good second round. The question is, does he become emboldened in the 3rd round, and does that give Keith Thurman the impetus and the openings that he needs to land the way he wants to land? One judge, I thought Danny Garcia had a much more dominant round. 2 of the judges made it an even round with Garcia still ahead, so he is up by 4 points against Keith one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman comes out again, hoping to land his shots. One thing he does not want to do is get caught by Garcia again like he was. If anything, if Thurman didn't think that Garcia could punch, he probably thinks differently now because Garcia is doing very good work with that right hand, and that sneaky left is certainly keeping Keith Thurman honest. But Thurman's in it, and he's landing, and at any point, that's the difference between these 2 fighters, in my opinion. At any point, one punch from Keith Thurman completely changes the tenor of this fight. And that is what is going to keep Keith Thurman in any fight that he's in, whether he's winning, losing, it will keep him in the fight. Which I don't know that makes a lot of sense, but you guys get what I'm saying. Thank you very much once again. This is Boxing Time TV. My name is Evan Jacobs. We have Danny Garcia on the left side of the screen, Keith Thurman on the right side of the screen. This is Boxing Time TV. You can find me once again on Instagram. My handle is @BoxingTimeWithEvan. And I'm just going to keep loading up this channel with as many simulated fights as I can think of. If you, the viewer, think of some simulated fights, please post a comment or email me and tell me what fight you want to see, and we'll make it happen. We have a special fight coming up for Christmas that I think that, fans will really appreciate. I don't want to say too much, but I think that you will appreciate it. Oh, this round, a bit more of a one-shot round, which Garcia was really doing well with the combinations, and now Keith Thurman is coming on a little bit. He's landing punches to the head, punches to the body, and Garcia is going to want to, like I said, do that rat-tat-tat thing, because right now, Keith Thurman is drawing Danny Garcia out in a way that could potentially win him this round and make things closer. Garcia's not going to want to get caught the way he just got caught with that left hand. He's not going to want to get caught too many more times because Keith Thurman's power is no joke. He's been to the final 30 seconds of the third round. So it's been a very entertaining and engaging contest. And when these two guys fight in real life, I'm willing to bet, based on this simulation, it will be as exciting. Oh, Garcia going to the body, Thurman catching him with an uppercut. I would not be surprised if one of these guys comes out hurt when we go into the middle of the rounds. We'll see what the judges tell us on the computer. Both these guys are still breathing heavy. Oh, and like I said, Thurman coming on, and it looks like he took that round. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, this is a very close fight. Danny Garcia at 88 on the left side of the screen. Keith Thurman at 86 on the right side of the screen. This is a contest that I'm telling you, I think both these guys are being effective at what they want to do. Garcia's doing that rat-tat-tat punching, and Keith Thurman is being able to land his shots and draw Garcia into a confrontation in which Garcia is coming forward. And I don't know that he necessarily wants to be the aggressor in this fight. He did really well in the second round, wobbling Keith Thurman. And I don't think Garcia wants to have Keith Thurman against the ropes that much. Even though it worked for Sean Porter, to quote someone, is a pit bull. And so he was leaning on him, he was mauling him, and Thurman was able to do good work. Garcia is going to give him more range and more distance to land his punches, I believe. Sort of the battle of the jabs now. And the question is, it's going to come down to who can keep this up. Because these guys are wailing on each other, so a little bit at least. And Thurman is doing a very good job of negating what Garcia is doing and landing his own punches. You know, it's really, when boxing is at its best like it is right now, we're seeing the ebb and flow of a truly interesting, great welterweight fight. And Thurman's going to want to go to the body because he's going to want to sap some of Garcia's strength. The question is, I don't know that he's going to be able to do that. Now, another interesting thing that I'm noticing about this fight is not only does Garcia probably not want to fight Thurman against the ropes for fear of the counters, Garcia doesn't want Thurman to get him on the ropes. So basically, the main places that Garcia can fight is in the center of the ring. And he's probably fairly comfortable doing that. But he needs to be moving. He needs to be jabbing more. He's not landing he just landed the left hand and the shot to the body. But he's not landing like how he was in the first two rounds. Oh, here comes Thurman he tries and misses with an uppercut. Oh, and lands 2 hard shots. And then lands a body shot on Garcia. Oh, here we go. Thurman. Oh, Garcia landing a nice right hand as we head into the final 10 seconds of the 4th round. And these two guys are fighting an excellent, measured fight. And I think we're seeing small fireworks. I think we're going to see big fireworks going into this fifth round. I don't know that I've ever, well, I guess I have. Both fighters are tired. And now Keith Thurman has evened up the fight because it's even on one judge's scorecards. 2 of the judges gave that last round to Thurman. This is now an even fight, and basically it's starting over from scratch. So it's basically an 8-round fight. Whoever dominates these 8 rounds are gonna win it. Oh, and here comes Thurman with his shots. He's trying to once again use Danny Garcia's aggressiveness against him. Garcia once again seems like he's trying to find his mojo back to boxing. Started off, had a great first 2 rounds. Did okay, and not so okay in the fourth and in the third and fourth. Now we head into the fifth, and he's trying to reestablish himself. But Thurman is looking for ways to land his punches, and I'm telling you, what could be Garcia's undoing is that left uppercut. Just like what could be Thurman's undoing is the pesky left hand by Danny Garcia. Once again, my name is Evan Jacobs. You are watching BoxingTime TV. We have Danny Garcia or the simulated version of Danny Garcia on the left side of the screen, and on the right side of the screen is Keith Thurman. And Thurman essentially countering off the ropes and not letting Garcia do a lot of what he wants to do, and he's hitting him well, and I'm telling you, I'm very impressed by Keith Thurman's ability to get Danny Garcia to fight the way that he wants him to fight, to slow down the pace a bit, and to put Garcia wobbles him. You know, it's odd. Garcia comes into the fight as the guy that doesn't hit as hard, yet he's the one who's wobbled his opponent the most. Now he's just trying to essentially tee off in the final minute of this contest, the fifth round. And I think probably trying to be more emphatic in his statements. But we will see how much that helps him here. All right, he gets a good body shot in against Thurman. You know, overall, I think that Thurman sort of let this round get away from him so far. I mean, it's not over yet, and anything can happen, and Garcia just ducks one of those haymaker uppercuts. I'm telling you, one of those lands flush. If Garcia doesn't go down, he probably has the best chin in boxing, or at least in simulated boxing. So we're done now with the fifth round. Both of these guys are said to be very, very tired. Danny Garcia, it seems like he's going to sweep that round. This puts him yet 3 points ahead. And now, once again, Keith Thurman is behind. But maybe this is his plan. His plan is to get Garcia to expend energy. Both these guys are looking kind of tired, according to the judges. I don't know how much I'm seeing of that, but based on how they come out in the body language, Garcia was doing some weird shimmying thing I don't think I've seen any boxer do on this great games here at Championship Boxing. And I got to be honest, I've been playing this game since 1984. Oh, Garcia jabbing. Thurman, not his output has slowed. And my thought is that maybe he's hoping to have Garcia expend a lot of energy, and then he's going to get a second win. But you don't want to sit around waiting for that second win, because the rounds pile up, and then the fight ends, and it's over. Now, both these guys not doing as much as they were doing. And for Garcia, one shot is not going to knock down or drop Keith Thurman. It's got to be a succession of them. And Thurman right now coming back, letting his hands go. The way these guys are fighting, this round could end up being even. I'm just constantly impressed by how Thurman keeps ducking that tricky left uppercut that Thurman seems intent on throwing. Oh, Thurman gets Garcia against the ropes, and this is really not where Danny Garcia wants to be. Probably not where Keith Thurman wants to be if he's tired, but it's going to look really good to the judges, and the more he can do that, the better off he'll be, and he could maybe land something that could drop Garcia, which I'm not 100% sure. I mean, Thurman is tired that his punches are going to have the same effect. But he has wobbled Thurman more than Thurman's wobbled Garcia. Give this to Danny Garcia for whatever anybody wants to say about him. Man, he has an incredible chin. He's fought Lucas Matisse. He's fought the Robert the Ghost Guerrero. He's fought a lot of big punchers. He fought Amir Khan, who can hit, and he didn't go down against any of these guys. All right. Oh, then Garcia comes back and puts him on the ropes. I'm telling you, I think this is an even round. I could be wrong. We're going to find out. We are now at the halfway point. Both these guys have said that they're tired. And Keith Thurman on one judge's call. Wow, Garcia lost that big. Thurman is making a comeback. He's got 1 point up on Danny Garcia. This is highly interesting. Now we're in a 6-round fight because half the fight's done, so we have the final six rounds. And Garcia's looking to stop the advances. Thurman, I think, is buoyed by that. I think he got a second win. And I think, I mean, I don't know that he knows that he's up. Fighters usually do not, unless it's the amateurs. And it's going to be interesting to see who wins this bout. It's really close, with Garcia only down by 1 point on the judges' scorecards. And he seems intent to try to get ahead. And maybe for him, it's just a game of numbers. He feels like he knows what's going on in the fight, and he's expending energy as needed. Oh, look at these two guys. Just landing and throwing bombs, and this is truly the kind of contest where one guy could go down at any time and get back up and then knock the other guy down. This has really been a very intriguing match. And I know that Garcia needs to do more than he was doing, and he kind of is. I mean, he lost that last round big. Enough to, in one round, when it was even, or close to even, put Keith Thurman ahead. Garcia has to be careful for that straight right. Thurman almost landed it. And Garcia's here. He's doing good body work. He's doing more rat-tat-tat stuff. And it's one of those things. Boxing is so crazy. You got a long 12-round fight. And, you win the first 6 rounds, and then the other guy comes forward and does more. And then suddenly all that work you did early goes out the window. Garcia once again doing really nice work with that left hand. I think he's trying to set Thurman up for something. Garcia just takes it hard on the head. Oh, what a chin on both of these guys. Oh, Thurman going to the body. Oh, and landing that left hand. No matter how Garcia does in this fight, win, lose, or draw, he's going to feel like he was in a fight tomorrow. And I think the same can be said of Keith Thurman as we head into the final seconds of the last round. Oh, just gets clipped by that uppercut. Overall, I think Danny Garcia did enough to take this round. We'll see what the judges say. Yep, it's looking like it. As we head into the 8th round, but another judge gives it to Keith Thurman. So now Danny Garcia, now it's back to being even. I'm telling you, the ebb and flow of this fight. This is just what you want to see in a boxing match. Two fighters at the peak of their game, fighting in a way that is just incredible. It's interesting. A lot of people kind of held the Mauricio Herrera fight against Danny Garcia. Herrera came in and fought better than anybody expected, and Garcia got a majority decision that many people felt was a gift. Maybe, maybe not. But he really is a very good boxer. And Keith Thurman's obviously realizing that now. And Garcia's trying to really assert himself. I think maybe he realizes he didn't win that round as big as he thought that he did. Thurman, his output has gotten a lot less. And who knows, maybe he's saving it for the final few rounds. But this fight is coming down to a game of inches. And to my knowledge, I think Danny Garcia just has a better feel for the ebb and flow of the fight. So we're gonna have to see how the judges feel. Should this go to a decision? Oh, Garcia going to the body, cracking him to the body as I'm sorry, Thurman, as Thurman lands that pesky left. Garcia then hitting him to the stomach. I'm sorry, Thurman. Sorry, I'm just getting confused. Thurman then trying to get him into the ropes, and he's setting him up. And the question is, can he land? But Garcia's starting to flurry. Garcia knows he doesn't want to be on those ropes, and he's not going to give Thurman a way to trap him. Oh! He has him hurt. He hurt him with a left hook, and then landed a succession of shots to the body that may very well have won Keith Thurman the round, and I'm sorry, may have won Danny Garcia the round, and Danny Garcia may have hurt Keith Thurman, and maybe have realized that. You got to give Garcia credit. Thurman was wobbled, and Garcia kept going to the body, and wow, Thurman's a tough guy. He just took that. Sort of reminds me of Thurman's bout against Luis Collazo, in which Luis Collazo hurt him to the body, but Thurman recovered. But man, did Collazo hurt him. Let's see what the judges say as we finish the 8th round in what has been a terrific contest. Oh, Garcia has a cut on his nose, but he wins that round. Can Keith Thurman target that nose and somehow pull out the victory here? Because now Garcia is ahead again by 3 points. As we have 4 rounds left of this fight, both fighters standing out there kind of looking at each other, almost like they want to take a break this round. As Sean O'Grady, the great commentator, used to say, you can rest tomorrow. So let it all hang out. Let it all hang out now. Now, one thing Garcia is going to want to do is he's not going to want to get too close, because Thurman has found a way to place his punches. And Garcia does not want to have that cut on his nose open up. And he's going to probably try to do some things to Thurman to probably hurt him. Maybe get him against the ropes, maybe hit him, maybe... I'm telling you, man, Keith Thurman really takes a very good punch, because he was wobbled and Garcia hit him to the body several times. And now Thurman is... Now Garcia is trying to press this advantage. There comes a point as we head into these final rounds. Garcia wins just enough rounds. He can maybe lose the last round and still win the fight. Now, I'm not saying you want to do that. A lot of fighters have thought they were ahead and lost. But like I said, I think Garcia has a very good feeling for the ebb and flow of this fight. My name is Evan Jacobs. You're watching Boxing Time TV. You can follow me on Instagram at BoxingTime with Evan. There's also a link there back to this channel where I talk about the boxing events of the day. I do some reposts. I just have a good time. I'm a lover of boxing. I've loved it since I was 14, and the fact that I can now make these kind of fights and record them. I've been playing this game forever, so I could always make these fights, but I can record them and share them with the viewers. It's just fun. It's a simulated thing. It's fun. No reason to take it too seriously. I don't have a dog in any of these fights. I like both fighters. Sure, maybe I root for some more than others, but I'm not touching the controllers, and I make both fighters using the stats from BoxRec and the things I can get off of Wikipedia and elsewhere on the internet to make the most competitive simulation matches that I possibly can. And I thank you for watching. Well, Garcia certainly is trying to pull ahead now. And for Keith Thurman, I think Thurman is kind of gassed. Even though he's coming forward, I think he's kind of gassed. I think this might be in Garcia's plan. He wants to counter him. We'll see how well that pays off for him. We'll see if Thurman even lets it happen. Oh, Garcia getting popped by a left hook. We're heading into the final 10 seconds of this. A 12-round championship fight, a unification match between Danny Swift Garcia and Keith One-Time Thurman. Well, Garcia says he's obviously tired and has a cut on his nose, and Thurman is obviously tired. And Garcia, it looks like he's going to sweep that round, or almost swept that round. One judge made it even. Garcia is now up by 5 points, heading into the final 3 rounds. We're in the 10th round. And, oh, Thurman just cracks him. Oh man, what a shot. And Garcia does not want to let his lead vanish. If anything, I think he might realize, if he wins this next round, he could lose the next 2 rounds, and I think he still beats Thurman. If anything, he's been busier that way, but Thurman is still in it, and he's still landing punches. And so is Garcia. That was a nice uppercut that he landed, but Thurman's also landing well with that left hand. Jabbing, setting up the shots. Garcia going to the body. These two are trading now. And maybe this is what Garcia wants. Garcia has hurt Thurman more than Thurman's hurt Garcia. And maybe the body shots from Danny Garcia have really sapped all the punching power out of Keith Thurman. I've always wondered if fighters, and Danny Garcia might be doing this right now, I've always wondered if fighters, when they have an opponent that's sort of tired, maybe dump around, letting their opponent get bold, and then that's when they stop him. Not that Garcia's thinking about doing that, but I know that there may be a small sense of desperation with that cut, especially if it gets worse. Because as you know on this boxing game, if you've been following BoxingTime TV with me, Evan Jacobs, follow me on Instagram, at BoxingTime with Evan. You got Danny Garcia on the left, Keith Thurman on the right. Oh, a beautiful succession of right hands from Danny Garcia, but you got to give Thurman credit for getting him closer to the ropes. I sort of wonder, Garcia's hurt. Garcia got hurt. That's the first time he's been hurt this whole fight by a left hand. Oh man, can Keith Thurman pull this out? You got to respect how relaxed both these fighters are in the ring, how Garcia's been able to get Thurman to fight the way that he wants him to fight, and how Thurman has been able to be so calm. Well, what I was saying was, I think sometimes a fighter, if he's ahead, might dump around against a fighter who's tired to get that fighter that's tired to feel more enthusiastic and to buoy his confidence, and then takes him out. That's just my thought, but Thurman's in this to win this, and if he wins this round, and he just wobbled Garcia hard, oh man, this is shaping up to be really interesting as they stand in front of each other trying to place their shots. We head into the final 10 seconds, and these guys are going at it. We have 2 more rounds, and I'm looking forward to them as Keith Thurman is battling his way back into this fight. So I'm kind of my fist together. I'm getting excited. Oh, judges look like they're giving it to Thurman. That's 2 for Thurman. 3 for Keith Thurman as we head into the 11th round. It is now a 2-point fight. And this fight is literally up for grabs. Oh, he hurts Garcia. Oh. Man, Garcia really seemed like he was controlling the pace, controlling the tempo, and Thurman's come out, and I don't know, Garcia might be a little bit tired, and I mean, you give him credit, he's not gone down, but man, Thurman is coming on, and he knows that he has to. And the ironic thing is, Thurman wins this round, Garcia wins the round after it, and we may have a draw, which means we may have to do this again. Not tonight, of course. But we will see. it's going to be interesting because we have the real fight happening in March. I'm curious to see. I'm very, very, very curious to see what happens, because Keith Thurman is fighting a guy in Danny Garcia who does not know how to lose, and Garcia is going to take this to the limit. And I'm just impressed with what Keith Thurman's doing, because he was getting his butt kicked for a while by Danny Garcia. Excuse me. I've been talking a lot. I don't have my jug of water up here. That's my fault for not being prepared. Oh, Thurman's landing that. Thurman throwing that punch, getting him against the ropes. And right now I'm just sort of making a note on my list of another fight that I wanna have, as Keith Thurman pours it on. He's pouring it on, and Garcia, this is not where Garcia wants to be. And he has shown that Thurman can hurt him, especially with that. I mean, with either hand. This is really a turn of events. Well, one thing though is Thurman does not want to make the mistake. Thurman cannot afford to get careless against Danny Garcia. Not now. Oh, but Thurman keeping him against the ropes, throwing punches, giving everything that he has. I'm telling you, it looks like we're going to go into the 12th round, and that's going to be a pretty amazing 12th round. And I got to be honest, the way the judges score these fights, Danny Garcia, and I love him, has not been that busy. And he's been wobbled, and I would not be surprised if the judges award Keith Thurman maybe a 10-8 round here and there, at which point, even if Garcia wins the next round, it would not be a draw. Keith Thurman would get the nod. Well, looks like we're going to see the 12th round of a highly entertaining bout on BoxingTime TV. Oh, Garcia has a bloody nose. And it's 10-8. And Thurman's beating him. Oh, one judge gave it to Keith Thurman. Another judge gave it to Danny Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going into... I'm so excited about this 12th round. Keith Thurman's only ahead by 1 point. The slimmest of margin. And Garcia has a bloody nose. It would be a shame. Please, computer, do not stop this. Let Danny Garcia do this. Let Garcia do this, because he somehow, in one of the judges' scorecard, edged his way back into the fight, and Garcia maybe. Oh, look! Oh, he's wobbled. He's wobbled Keith Thurman. Oh, and he drops Keith Thurman in the 12th round. Oh my gosh, Danny Garcia! Wow. Oh man, Keith Thurman. All he has to do is get up. He has to... Oh! And the winner is Danny Garcia by a 12th round knockout. When he needed a win, his nose bloody, behind on points. That's why boxing is the greatest sport ever, because it's the theater of the unexpected. This has been one of the greatest fights on BoxingTime TV. Danny Garcia stopping Keith Thurman in the 12th round. There were no losers in this fight. Danny Garcia fought terrific. Keith Thurman fought terrific. Oh man, it's just almost like Thurman just put out too much in those final few rounds. The winner is Danny Garcia by a knockout. The fight lasted 12 rounds. Danny Garcia was not knocked down and has a bloody nose. Thurman was knocked down one time and has a swollen eye. Look at those scores. Look at those scores. You don't get any closer than that. 105 to 105, 105 to 103, 104 to 107. Once again, my name is Evan Jacobs. Thank you for watching BoxingTime TV. We are going to be having a lot more fights. We're going to load up this page. Please come back. Please tell your friends. Please follow me on Instagram at BoxingTime with Evan. We'll see you for the next contest. Woo! This has been a great fight and a great night of boxing.